Oh man. Just when you think the left couldn't go any further, then they take it even further, right? I can't believe this is even happening. Yeah, I can. Because the left has shown time and time again that they'll just stop at nothing to do and say some of the most ridiculous and wildest things ever, especially if it's against Republicans and most certainly against Donald J. Trump. We got to talk about this because, as I'm sure you guys have heard, there was a white liberal who called it a black ICE agent. Actually, I think I talked about the video. Yeah, I did post about it. There was a white liberal who called a black ICE agent a house N-word with the hard R. And that wasn't the only instance that I've seen online. There was another white liberal, and it was for sure a white liberal because I know the first video was a little in question. Like, maybe it was the black guy in the back. This one was for sure a white liberal. She called a black ICE agent the N-word with the hard R. And now we have liberals defending it. At least some of them. And one prominent one that we'll get into. But before we get into that, I want to post a little bit about this backlash because not every liberal is in agreement or every black person is in agreement with this. I don't know if this chick is a liberal or not. Can make assumptions, but check it out.
Moment in this day and this time where I will ever excuse a white person calling a black person the N-word. And I'm actually quite disgusted that I would see this video during Black History Month from a black person.
99.9% of the time, it is wrong for a white person to call a black person the N-word, but we may have found the exception. In Minneapolis recently, a white anti-ICE protester was in a group of anti-ICE protesters yelling at a black ICE Gestapo agent. An unidentified white...
You cannot be... You cannot be anti-ICE and anti-black. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. You cannot be anti-ICE and anti-black. And Torrey, as a black person and as a journalist, you have now created a frenzy of people in your comments chopping out the bit to use the N-word. And I'm sure that as a journalist that you know that by the 1920s, there were nearly 3 to 5 million members of the KKK, meaning that this white man is directly and intimately tied through lineage to the tyranny enacted on your people. In addition to the fact that so many of you are contextually using house N-word outside of the line. Historically, the enslaved that were held inside of the home were often faced with the most intimate physical and sexual violence while being under a 24-hour revolving door of surveillance of their mistress and master, while being completely separated from their families and on call day and night. But this is what you want? If we're going by your definition, then the only house nigga that I see around here is you.
Once again, like I said, not everybody agrees. And that is beautiful to see. It is beautiful to see. Because, as I've told you guys before, I've been called every name under the sun, right? Uncle T, the C word, all of it, right? All of it. And to hear somebody give an excuse for a racist white liberal to call an ICE agent who's doing their job, right? Not a slave, not somebody who is doing something that they don't want to do, right? Someone who signed up to do a job and they're executing that job. This man gave an excuse to call them a house N-word. But I'm a slave, right? Liberals will call me the slave. It seems like actually liberals are genuinely the slaves and not black conservatives, okay? Because to make an excuse for something like this is just crazy. But here's the video clip, ladies and gentlemen.
99.9% of the time, it is wrong for a white person to call a black person the N-word, but we may have found the exception. In Minneapolis recently, a white anti-ICE protester was in a group of anti-ICE protesters yelling at a black ICE Gestapo agent. An unidentified white male called the black ICE agent a house N-word who's working for the KKK. That's right, we have a white man calling a black man the N-word. But this is a little bit different. White on black usage of the N-word is a very serious issue. But this is a curveball example. Is it wrong for a white person to call a black ICE officer a house N-word? Let's explore. The white man who used the N-word in this situation was being historically precise. This black ICE agent, he is being a house N-word to the utmost degree. A black man in ICE is a modern house slave. He's a barely paid mule for white supremacy. The KKK were domestic terrorists. ICE is domestic terrorism. I think this is a valid usage of the N-word. He's not attacking his blackness per se. He's attacking his bootlicking choice to be in ICE while being a black man. Being black in ICE may...
So why do you say the N-word with the hard R? Why not just say house black person? Exactly. This guy is, bro, this is just crazy, man. Liberals will stop at nothing. Like I said, just when you thought they couldn't go any further, you got this. You have this. Now, mind you let Donald J. Trump say this, and oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Cities will burn to the ground. Cities, I mean, they will absolutely burn. And now you have this guy making an excuse. Oh, yeah, it's fine. It's fine, guys, because, he's doing a job that we don't like. So, yeah, we get to call him the house N-word. What? Oh, my goodness. You can't make this stuff up, bro. They lost their minds. And I thought about making a video on this, but I was... Y'all got to forgive me. Some days I'm just way too annoyed to even bother doing that. I was going to make a video on... I'm sure you guys saw the post that Trump had posted, or his assistant had put up, where it had the Obamas as monkeys at the end, but you can clearly see where it like scrolled to the next video. It wasn't even a video that he made. It was a screen recording, and once the first clip ended, like it scrolled to the next video clip, and they didn't cut off the very end of the video. Shit happens, right? I mean, my videos are never perfect. Sometimes I forget to do certain things, and stuff happens, and that was that situation. And bro, oh my goodness, liberals lost their minds over it, as if he made the video. They're still talking about it, but now you're giving an excuse for white people to call black people the N-word with the hard R. My goodness, man. I'm gonna let him finish though.
Makes you a house N-word. So to call you that, it's almost like a professor pointing out, oh look, there's a modern house N-word. I think this usage is valid and acceptable. If it had just been the N-word, that would be problematic. But when he adds the house N-word, he's being historically realistic. So yes, it is okay to call black ICE agents house N-words. They are.
You know what's crazy? Liberals will call me the sellout. I'm the black sellout. If that wasn't selling out, what you just saw, then I don't know what the hell is. I don't know what the hell is. Oh, man. My goodness. My goodness. If the leader of the KKK came out, I guarantee you this. If the leader of the KKK came out right now and said, F ICE, we support the Democrat Party, which they probably do, to be completely honest, you would see liberals line up to become KKK members. You would see liberals across this country, some black ones, like the one you just saw, Torre, putting on white hoods. And this is why I posted about, it will be hilarious if Trump came out and said, if Trump came out and said, hey, to all illegals in this country, if you pledge to support the Republican Party in these midterms, you can get full citizenship. I guarantee you, if he said that, Democrats would automatically flip. Oh, no, deport all of them. All of this stuff would go right out the window, and it would be absolutely hilarious. I had another clip of him, making up a bunch of more excuses. And matter of fact, I am going to show y'all this because this is just crazy. Because it's not just him. There's people that actually agree with him. Believe it or not, check it out.
The black delegation has been deliberating this issue for a few days, and I think we have a consensus. He gets a pass. On behalf of the white delegation that believes we should never say that word and believes we should work to end racism, we request a one-time pass and send apologies on behalf of all of us. We humbly ask the black delegation for forgiveness and await your response. The reason why the N-word is permissible in this specific instance is that black ICE agent should hear the worst possible words coming at him. He should hear words that hurt him to his core. He should think, wow, they really hate me. They feel justified to say anything to me. Only the...
Bro, this is just some crazy stuff, man.
The comments on Instagram are against me.
This is just crazy.
It hurt. I think it's also important to note that it was the first thing that elicited a reaction from the agent, and you could see that it hurt. The officer is seeking white approval, so he needed to hear the white disapproval for it to sink in. The light in his eyes changing when he realized what he was being called it hit home. That man needed to hear it from a white. His family been trying to tell him. The great visual artist Rashid Johnson, nope. Yes, it's fine. The black ICE officers have been kicked out the community. We don't want them back.
Yeah, so there are some folks who actually genuinely agree with him. Crazy. And once again, I'm going to be considered the sellout. Okay. All right. Right. The number of times I've heard people tell me that, I'm sucking up to the white man, or right. I've seen the comment, the white man will never love you. And then I see this from black liberals at this, black Democrats. I see this. It's just like, what the? If this ain't sucking up, then I don't know what is. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Woo. Don't stop at nothing. But as always, y'all get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions about this. This is crazy. Liberals have genuinely gone off the deep end. They really have. I'm out.